Hey, hey. Sorry for a lot. Hey, but hey, hi, hello there. It's Michiodai, and today we are Honkerin about Hankerin for Honkerins. If you get what I'm saying, Honkerins. If you like honkers, if you like honkerins, how about a shout out in chat for the honkers? Yeah. Honkers, badonkers. And if you like what you see, this is Misha, my warrior of light. Right now, I always hesitate about calling her warrior of light because she doesn't have the same powers. No, not calling her honkers. But I always hesitate like calling her Honkerina. No, calling her warrior of light because like she doesn't have the same powers as the warrior of light. It's just that like, you know, I don't know, like I could just say, you know, the character that I play in Final Fantasy 14. That should be appropriate enough. Anyway, yes, today I'm showing you that I have rendered a little bit. I've rendered a bit of her face and her eyes. I think they look pretty. I haven't rendered her teeth yet and the eyeshadow and like more of the markings and stuff, but the base face is there. The skin I have just did a very fast bypass, but I'm gonna move on to like her tunic, and I hope I can speed things up because deadlines are coming. Or deadline's already here, honestly. Jeez, I'm taking way too long for this shit. Yeah, if you like what I see, I do a lot of art streams. I take a long time drawing my art. I don't complete one art in one stream, unfortunately. I'm not one of those I'm not too great of an artist, but I hope you'll be patient, and like if you like what you see, that means a lot to me. That's me, Michiodai. And this is my character from FF14, Misha. Something happening on Min's side there. Some Honkerin, not the good kind. Okay. Be patient with me while I take a long time to draw these because I need to get them right. And please, look respectfully. Gaze upon these honkers and pay respects to them. 07. I mean, not 07 to the honkers. Oh my god, they're still there. Don't worry about them. Yeah. The couple of things I want to talk about today, actually there's a lot of things, just that like I never really take down like note of what I'm supposed to talk about. But recently I came out from the weekends. Actually, I went to watch Alien Romulus on like Friday. And then I haven't had a chance to talk about it with you guys yet, so I'm gonna talk about it now. And then I'm gonna talk about Monster Hunter later because we are having news about Monster Hunter as I speak. Gamescom is on right now. I keep forgetting that like it's in friggin' Europe, it's in Germany. I'm like shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Chotto. Sometimes I need some brain space to like draw this right. So about Alien Romulus, I'm gonna start with Alien Romulus first because it's like more, I wouldn't say bad, but it's more of like more news first. Not news, just like I want to talk about like Alien Romulus because I like it. TLDR, I like it. And I'll follow up with Monster Hunter later on because it seems more exciting than Alien Romulus. But Alien Romulus was actually really good. I liked it a lot. It was really exciting when I watched it. I don't want to spoil a lot because it's still ongoing, and at the same time, if I spoil some stuff, then I might say some stuff that's very extremely disturbing, and I don't want Minz to get nightmares. I think it's a show that, like, I will straight up say, like, Minz, do not watch this. I'll describe it to you, like, while leaving out some of the points, but do not watch this. I don't want you to be scarred for life, like I am, by aliens. Like, aliens to me is a sort of like childhood scar for me, ever since I just saw advert on it, and like on like television, like public television, being so dramatic. I'm doing it for your own good. I'm doing it for your own good. It is. Like, if you get scared at Stranger Things already, I'm like, man. Girl, as much as I want, like, you to like some of the franchises that or like the stuff that I'm into, like, this is the one thing I'm like, nah, it's good, but nah, you will die. I feel like, nah, it's yeah, that's why I will stay off of, I will not say the stuff unless like Minz isn't here. And even if she is, like, she's listening to me while she's playing Trust. Yeah. Well, it's always so scary when it just like CSP just like stops there for a moment. I don't know if I want this to be so sharp. I don't know why I made it so sharp. It's not supposed to be that sharp. Maybe I'm supposed to fade it off there. No, but then it looks kind of weird now. Maybe. Okay, I think it's supposed to be like this. I think this is more accurate. Okay, all right. I'm gonna give some saturation here. Honestly, I'm drawing and I'm just trying to find out and experiment and stuff. I don't really have a right way to do certain things. I just find out about things as I go on. So yeah, Alien Romulus, I enjoyed it a lot. I think the first thing to say about it is how it's so, I don't know if I would say it's faithful to the first Alien, because I feel like it's kind of a bridge. Okay, not a bridge, more of like an expansion, not of like the first Alien franchise, but I feel like more of like Alien Isolation in terms of aesthetic. Because in Alien 1, I think they definitely had an aesthetic, but I think Alien Isolation did the thing where they basically made the aesthetic sort of like they took a modernized approach to this aesthetic, which is a lot more retro. If you get, you probably won't get what I mean, but it's like in Alien 1, you definitely had all this retro stuff and all that. It was of the times, you know, when you look at Star Wars control panels and all that kind of thing. It's kind of that sci-fi era of all these makeshift, like practical, like practical stage props and all that kind of things. The sound effects and maybe even the writing. Well, not really the writing, I guess. The fashion sense is a big thing. So I feel like Alien Isolation is something that it's a game that's in the modern times, and it basically took stuff reference from like Alien 1 and they just made it even better, even more realized. And I feel like this movie is maybe, I would say, more of Alien Isolation than I would say more of it. Oh man, I should, this is no, that's fine. It's more of Alien Isolation than Alien 1. But I will confirm that yes, yeah, it is a Alien 1 sequel in a sense. It's connected to Alien 1 story-wise, but aesthetically-wise, I would say like it is. I feel like it's kind of, it feels like one of those things where it's like, oh, you look at this and it's just like, it's one of those old people things. It's like, oh my god, that's just like Boruto, that kind of thing. But like people who are like older, of the older generation, are like, no, you mean it's like Naruto, not Boruto, you stupid. And like, you young person who only knows Boruto, is that kind of thing. I know it might sound like I'm like that, but the thing is that I'm just saying the modernized alien like aesthetic is done in Alien Isolation. It sounds very weird, but yeah, that's what I say. I hope it's not a hot take or anything. It's just my observation. If anything, either way, they did the Alien franchise like a very good service. I think it came out really well in terms of that. I think everyone should have seen it. If anyone's interested in the Alien franchise, like, and they want to watch it, like, I think that's the first thing that they notice, that like it's so truthful to it and such. I mean, maybe the first time, cause I was watching the trailer on one of my streams last time, like one or two, some streams ago, couple of streams ago, and basically I could already recognize the first sound effects that they used in the trailer, like the first second. In the very first second, I could recognize that immediately, and I don't know why. I mean, that's just me suffering from PTSD, I guess. But yeah, basically it's the chest burst, the sound effects from like the chest burster like trying to escape. So it's very horrifying. It's very horrifying. It's very horrifying. Then actually, would I put this? I would put some. I mean, I'll paint this dark first. I still don't know what I have at the back. If I have like, cause if there's sunlight coming through and stuff, I would probably like light this up like a bit more and stuff. But I don't know how to make things look like they're glowy from the back. I don't know how to make stuff look like they're glowing from the back, except maybe like this. I made it look like that for the plants in the Monaco 5/5 fan art that I drew, but it's kind of a stretch as well. I have difficulty like trying to recreate that. But yeah, so they did that very well. They definitely did have like a lot of callbacks and fan service and stuff, but there was like pretty much kind of shoehorned in, I gotta say. But like, you know, I kind of just I pointed at the screen, I was just like, oh my god, they did the thing and shit. But it's like, it's cool that they did the thing, but I wouldn't say like that's the only appeal of it. I feel like they not only did they bring the old things back. To me, bring the old things back is that's my lowest standard for Alien right now, you know, because they've kind of been screwing it up for the past bunch of times. Or not, I don't know. Like, it's kind of subjective, I guess. Like, maybe it's not so bad as I'm making it out to be, but they will definitely not revert by it. They will definitely like not really, like, no one, I don't know if anyone really cared about them. I think some people did like Alien Prometheus. For me, I can see why as well. But at the same time, I would say it's not a very enjoyable movie. Not like this one. This one is actually a very enjoyable movie. Like, I've seen, like, I just like took a glance at some reviews and they say like, oh, they did have some issues with the film, but they came out enjoying it a lot, and I'm glad they did. And I'm really certain that like people watch it like, yes, it's a good film, it's really good. So the thing that sort of like goes beyond just fan service and stuff for this is I'm gonna, okay, I'm gonna spoil some things that are not disturbing enough for me to keep away from like Min's ears. But basically they did some things that would exist in like, okay, it's like stuff in the alien universe, like the alien universe, and like concerning the alien monster and whatever thing, but we've never really seen a scenario of these kind of things happen, but they must have happened. It's just that we don't see them on screen or that kind of thing, you know. And like, I think the directors were really creative with they were really creative with what we have in the alien universe. To name an example that's not really, it's not too much of a spoiler, but the thing is that like I mean, if you like what you hear, then like please give it a watch. If you love aliens and like you understand like why I'm saying it was so cool to see this. It's that basically a bunch of face huggers escape. A bunch, like a horde of them. Like one of them is already terrifying enough. 2 terrifying, 3 terrifying. A horde, like 10 face huggers at least, maybe, perhaps, maybe even less. Several dozens of face huggers escaped, and the characters that we have, they have to get from point A to point B, and the middle part from point A to point B is a room that has all of these face huggers in. And now normally in some of the alien franchises or movies and stuff, we rarely get to see this many face huggers. That's for one thing. Like, we rarely get to see so many face huggers out. It's like fucking Monster Hunter Wilds with that shit. It's like a whole pack of them. And so like that's already interesting enough. But I was like, oh, okay, so if you're swarm, it's just like, you're GG, you're dead, that kind of shit, right? But so people avoid it. They did a very good thing where they had, because they have to, they died at, like, they want to get to point A to point B, they need to get to point A to point B. They have to go through this room of like face huggers. And like, if you know an alien franchise, that's a gone case scenario. But in this one, they're like, okay, we are in a space station. What about, like, they had a character of them that's explaining to them, oh, about the face huggers, like, they do not see by sight, they see by movement and temperature, that kind of thing. And so it's like, it's really interesting because we've never seen this before. We've never seen the face huggers in a very dormant, not dormant, but more of like an idle animation per se. I'm gonna fix that line. Why is that like that? Or I don't care. But basically, we've never seen a face hugger with, you know, that has an idle animation in a sense. And we see the face hugger, like, in the movie, literally having the frontal 2 legs up in the air, kind of like an insect, how an insect would, to like using the antennas. And like, I feel like I've seen this before, but I feel like the insects have raised their legs up like that to look more intimidating. Spiders, for example, I think. No, I'm pretty sure spiders have done that. I'm pretty sure spiders have done that, where they raise their legs up into the air just to like feel for like vibrations and like sense things around them. I think they've done that. Like, that's like, they have all the hairs on their legs for that reason as well. And face huggers are kind of like spiders, so they did that and they put that in the movie, and it's like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like, you actually see them like just observing, they are on the hunt, that kind of thing. And we've never really seen that. We've only seen them like jumping out, doing a jump scare, and like lashing on people's faces and all that kind of thing. And like we don't really see the process of them doing that. They will just like sneak around and all that kind of thing. That's about it. But yeah, that was interesting. You see, okay, so this person will say, this character was saying like, okay, they do this. They give them all this information and stuff, and at this, a character suggests, are we able to, on a space station, are we able to turn the temperature in the room to our body temperature, and then we will be practically almost invisible to them? And the character's like, it's a theory, we can test it out. And it's so crazy when they said that. I was just like, oh my god. They're literally, mind you, these characters have no weapons at all. They are zero, nothing. Like you're going into a Minecraft room full of like creepers with nothing in but your fists and stuff. Like you're gonna be overwhelmed with that shit. You can probably punch a facehugger away, but that's not gonna keep the rest of them at bay. So I mean, I'm not gonna, that's enough of how much I'm gonna tell you, because I think that was already like enough to be like, oh my god, holy shit, they're doing this? They're actually freaking doing this? It's crazy. Yeah, I love that part a lot. I love that part a lot. Okay, maybe I can darken this part a little bit. The difficult thing I want to, like, I feel like I'm kind of slow also because like I'm drawing stuff that I want to experiment and do stuff on. I like to do that a lot. I like to just do stuff that I'm not really used to. The stuff that I might be used to is more like something that I can finish in 2 days. Like literally the drawing that I have in on my Twitter, on the banner with Michiban, Bunny Michi, basically. I drew myself in a bunny outfit. But that's basically how fast I can be if it's something that I'm a bit more used to. But this one, you know, I've never drawn a furry character, for one thing. And another thing, I've never drawn I don't really usually draw environments all that much. But this time I am. So I'm putting Misha in like sort of this watery, swampy jungle landscape kind of thing. So I was thinking of like splashing some water on her, that kind of thing. So she's doing like the hair advertisement. She's like flipping her hair up and she's like, L'Oreal. I forgot what their catchphrase was, but yeah, something like that. So what was I going on about? Yeah, so I'm just testing myself in here. I like to do that. Oh, I like to do that, and that I'll curse myself for doing that, basically. Like, damn it, Michi, why do you do that? Why'd you choose to do something like this? Now you're taking like forever for this. And it happens, and usually the product that comes out is not something that I'm really proud of. Like, I feel like I haven't given my 100% on it because I'm always just like, okay, I just really want to get this shit out of the way, that kind of fucking shit. Yeah. So I'm not gonna tell you the outcome of what happened in that room. Maybe not yet. But they really do some cool shit. Oh my god. They do a lot of cool shit in that movie. My god. I want to spoil another thing that was really cool to me. Shit. Okay. Talking about Alien Romulus spoilers, in case anyone's listening, okay? Give me like maybe 5 minutes. God, that's a long time to like, but the thing is that I ramble a lot, so 5 minutes. Warning. Starting from now. Okay. They have a scene where basically the aliens have acid, right? And aliens having acid blood is immensely dangerous in space. We haven't had a space alien series that really took part in space. all that much until now. And the interesting thing is that with space, it's like the acid can go through floors and all that kind of thing, and it can create a vacuum that's very dangerous, extremely dangerous. You know, a hull breach on a ship that's extremely dangerous in space. So there's a part where, okay, the aliens are residing in a place that's in the floor of the ship, like the lowest level of the ship. So basically, if the acid drops onto the floor, there's literally one level and like there's already a vacuum in space. Like you created a hull breach immediately. So there was not really any way of getting around it. They were basically gonna get fucked. Even if the characters have guns, if they shoot and they kill an alien, the alien blood is gonna go on the floor and they're gonna create vacuum and they're gonna die. Straight up. So there was a crazy thing where they turned off the gravity on the ship and they shot they killed the aliens. They shot the aliens, and like literally you have like the acid blood spiraling everywhere in this vacuum, like not in the hull breach here, but like it's a bit like the blood is still melting stuff around, but it's not affected by gravity such that it will go through the floor, so it's safe. And then the character has to go through, they can't just stay there, they have to escape that place, because the moment the gravity turns back on, it's gonna create a hull breach. So there's like 10 minutes on the timer and they need to get through that. So they're floating through space, going through all that spiraling acid blood. One touch of it, they don't have any armor, by the way, you just got clothes. You imagine you touch it on your skin, that's gonna erode you. We've seen it, what happened to another guy earlier on in the movie as well. Like, we haven't seen someone die by like alien acid blood, I don't think, on film, or I can't really recall another one. But so it's really dangerous. So they did this 0G shit and it was really, really crazy. Like the character who had the gun had to use the gun to like shoot around just to maneuver through, like escape one of the big puddles of blood that was going through the air and stuff. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. Okay, spoilers should be gone. Spoilers should be gone. But kind of a follow-up from that spoilers, but not very spoilery, is that there is action in the movie. I mean, if you haven't gotten it in the trailers, bullets, the gun has been used. Guns have been used. So we definitely have seen the pulse rifle. I know it's pulse rifle, but it used bullets. And I mean, okay, no. I think it is a pulse rifle. It doesn't have bullets. Because there's no shell casing. They shoot out stuff, but it's not like, you know, it's not like Halo where it's like, oh, it's a plasma rifle. It shoots out like this molten plasma shots, that kind of thing. It's more of, it's something where it doesn't leave bullets, like no bullet rounds, or it doesn't have a projectile that would go through the ship, for example. So yeah, there is action, and the action isn't a lot. It's not like Dead Space, but when it pops off, it heckin' pops off. It's good. It's so good. I love it. I love it a lot. Gosh. And like, yeah, like I said before, like the action is very sparse because the characters don't really get a hold of these guns all that much, you know. Imagine it as like a Alien versus Predator, and like how the Predators don't get their guns until like only one of them do. Literally only one of them do. At the end of the film, only one of them does. But and they get it like really late into the film as well. But yeah. Okay, besides that, yeah, so basically what I wanted to get at was that the Alien Romulus actually does a lot of things that are they created scenarios which we do not really get to see all that much in movies, in the Alien movies. So it's really interesting that they did that. And it's not like, say, you know, with other Alien movies like Covenant, it's like, oh, they're like, what if the alien that you liked was not the alien that you liked, but another alien that we created ourselves? And I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. No, just create our, just this one is just like, nah, just, you want to see aliens? All right, we got you, bro. It's so good. It was like, the alien is so good. And okay, this is not a spoiler, or if it is, it's a very mild one. I don't know. I hope you don't get too. It's not a hot spoiler. It's not really that hot, but an interesting thing is that we see someone get, okay, so maybe a spoiler. Someone gets infected. Someone, I wouldn't say infected. They get egged. They get egged. They become an alien egg. They got the prego. So basically, you know, that's how the alien popped up. It's from that. And the thing is that I found it very peculiar because we've always seen the alien at the start stage. And then we've seen them at the end stage, but we've never seen the in-between. We've never seen how they really developed. So it's very interesting when in Alien Romulus, this is like the first time we've ever seen that, at least in film. I like to say at least in film because I've not read all of the Alien comics. Though I'm remembering one that's like really good where, holy shit. I'm gonna keep talking about Alien at this point. Holy shit. God, I remember. I just remember one Alien comic that I think I read as a child, where it was literally like an alien butler. They've kind of domesticated an alien, in a sense. And I think that was like, it either came before Aliens 4 or after, I don't know, because it feels like what they were trying to do with Aliens 4. And then it fell apart. It was an old comic, and I think I read it before. I was like, wow, holy shit, it's an alien that talks. The alien doesn't talk in speech, I don't think. I don't remember it being that advanced, or more like gave much of a fuck about that. More of like, I think the alien was talking through like some electronic thing, like how Stephen Hawking does, you know, something like that. Sorry, just grabbing some colors from the Honkers. What was I going on about? Shit, what's I going on about? We've never seen the alien go through its like middle stage from its start, when it was like in this like sluggish, not sluggish, in fact it's really fast too, in its like larvae form, and then there's its end form, its final product. We've not really seen the in-between of that. So we actually do get to see it this time, because usually the alien runs off to a place where no one can find them, but for this one, this alien didn't really have much of a choice. They had to just find a place as fast as possible, like a Left 4 Dead 2 spawn, like just spawn anywhere, bro. Just spawn in this like corridor so close to the survivors, and it just like just appear, just do it fast. And like that's what he did. He just like found a wall inside this place that he couldn't escape from, and he just camped. He just like, okay, all right, I'm just gonna make a house for myself here. I'm just gonna develop myself. And I'm like, oh my god, okay, so that's how they develop. So basically, they basically form. It's a cocoon. They made a cocoon, and it's big, but I would say it's like maybe 1 meter big, that kind of thing, which is a far cry considering their fully developed size. But yeah, I think that was another thing that was really interesting for me to see as well. That middle stage that we never get to see. What else might there be? Sorry, I'm taking colors from the Honkers. I'm kind of lazy. I'm just like, I don't have a color palette. I'm just taking. I'm afraid if I just pick colors willy-nilly, I might get like very different results from everything. That's why having color palettes is good, and I'm not doing it because I'm stupid like that. Just one color this part in. This is where the light would hit as well, like this part especially. I think one other thing about when I paint is that I tend to make things a bit too dark. I feel like sometimes when people draw, I feel like I'm wondering, when I watch them draw like the time-lapse and stuff, like they kind of just put one shade, but I'm just very used to creating just more. I don't know, they can do flat shade but like soften it up, and I'm trying to do that, but I can't. I'm trying to do one color, but I still trying to do a gradient, which is, it's honestly taking a lot of time. But it's just, I feel like maybe it's just the brush that I'm just like, because it's like that, I feel like I'm supposed to blend some stuff like that. It's a little bit difficult, but like I'm also just like thinking of like the light coming in as a gradient, which might be something better to do in post. But some people can just do it outright. I mean, heck, man. Hold on, can I have a blender? Where's my blender? This is textured blender. Not really what I want. Yeah, so if there's anything else to talk about Alien Romulus, I would say the best part about Alien Romulus isn't about, like, the alien scenarios are great and stuff, but I think the best part would be the characters, actually. I think the characters are extremely good, and not in just an alien like franchise kind of sense, but rather a horror movie, you know? I feel like as a standalone, like, if someone wants to watch and get into the Alien franchise without watching through like the old films and all these films that came before it, I think starting off with Alien Romulus and, like, you know, as a standalone even, like, it's a really good way to get into aliens. It's extremely good. Like, as a standalone, it does a lot. I think, okay, I guess I'll talk about the plot, a little bit on the plot first, but I think the part that was really good for me is that was their kind of like exposition dump. I feel like the exposition dump, like definitely it is exposition dump. Like they just like throw this information onto you. Like I've told you, sorry, like I've said earlier on, that there's a character. Hello, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about Alien Romulus. I'm hopefully not gonna spoil. Okay. If I do, is maybe like spoilers, but I am talking about the plot a little bit right now. Basically, there is an exposition dump, and I've said earlier on that there is a character, yeah, Alien, the new Alien movie that's out, Alien Ronald, Alien Romulus. But yeah, there's basically a character that I've mentioned that talks about like what the face huggers are. And so this is a character where they basically have all the information, exposition, like kind of just dumped into their head. And so they know about everything about aliens, but at the same time, nothing. Like, what's it? They have the information about alien, but they don't have the experience about alien. Okay. To further emphasize on, like, further contextualize that, I'll have to give like a little bit more spoilers, a bit more minor spoilers about that. But there's a character who is an android, and they basically have another android's chip put into them. So they managed to get some information about the alien and the aliens. But so they have this, like, basically you have a dictionary, but you don't know how this information is applied and stuff. So they can't really give, like, you know, people full warnings about, like, oh, this is, like, they know this is dangerous, but they don't know why, or that kind of thing, you know. Or like they have a directive of what to do, but they don't question why they do it. So I think, like, yeah, okay, that's a bit on the character, but like that's really good. I think that was like really well done. In having a character like that, in this story. And the good thing about it is that, so plot-wise, they have the exposition dump. This character learns about the aliens and like tells the other characters about, like, oh, okay, this is the information I have on the aliens and what it is, that kind of thing. And it's pretty early on that we see that the characters see what an alien is. And I think it's good because this film should focus on, like, you know, the people, as the fans, you know, like, well, yeah, it should focus on, like, you know, like the fans, like, I don't know, like, or people basically, sorry, I'm not putting it very well, but back when Alien came out, the first movie, no one knew what the fuck it was. No one, and it was like horrifying. But at this point, because of how iconic it is, the Alien franchise have been trying to cook up monster after monster, trying to scare people, but they haven't been scared, or like they weren't satisfied by it, that kind of thing. So at this point, they kind of, like, I don't know, maybe they gave up. It's just like, okay, you guys know why you bought the tickets to this movie. It's to see the alien. Here it is. Here is the information that we have so far on the alien, of what we know. That's about it. Just go wild with the information. The thing is that they give you an exposition dump, but it doesn't tell the characters everything. It doesn't tell. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I literally just a honker right here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it's in your face. I hope it doesn't poke your eyes out. I'm sorry, guys. What? Wait, hey. Okay, it's because I made it really sharp looking. I'm like, oh god, why did I do that? I didn't mean to do that. Sheesh. Sheesh. I need to soften this shit out, man. It's way too much. Oh god. Oh god. It's like a chest burster. Misha, are you okay? You need some help with that? Oh god. Anyway, basically the exposition dump that was given to the characters gives them some information, but they don't have the full information of like what the fuck they are even seeing and what the hell is. All they know is it's dangerous. I might put this in the wrong place, but let's deal with that later. I'm talking about Alien. So there's like basically the exposition dump doesn't really ruin the surprise. I feel like it doesn't ruin the surprise also because, like, you know, people who are watching this movie know what the hell they're going into. They know what the hell the alien is. They're not gonna be surprised when it pops up. Like, ooh, just like, in fact, it actually, this exposition dump creates more tension and dread knowing this information and seeing how the characters deal with this kind of information that's given to them. Like, we see characters who like hear this information, like, are in denial, that kind of thing. Like, no, it's fine. This isn't as bad as we think it is. Basically, minor spoilers. A character gets face hugged and like they are told the information that their chances of survival are, what was it, almost none, basically. Like, it would have been like maybe better if they had the right apparatus, but time was running out and they can't remove the creature. So they try to, they try to remove the creature. They managed to do it like in a good way, which we've never seen before as well. So the character wakes up and like basically there is a split in the group because some people in the group was like, okay, this is dangerous, we can't let them leave. There's the other group, which is the person and like whoever who was like, it's okay, we will go to the hospital and have them checked out, it's fine. And of course, if you watch Alien, you know that it's not fine, but if you didn't, then you think like, okay, maybe, and it just creates this tension, it creates this kind of conflict within the group, and then how they're processing this information and stuff. So it's really good. It creates all this tension and you know, they're still discovering things. You still see the characters. It's like you know what is going. It's not like you know what's going to happen, but it's more like you know the information about the monster and stuff. And it's just like how you see how these characters try to deal with it, how to tackle with it. It's not like they are like any better with the information. They know a bit better, like how to deal with like the facehuggers, how to go through a room full of facehuggers, for example, but it doesn't save them a lot. And I think a lot of points in the story, it's that it's not that the characters made stupid decisions. I think they made decisions that would make sense if you were in that situation with that knowledge in mind and stuff, but at the same time, you like, it's the characters in the show are pretty much like, a bunch of them are like quite close to each other. They are like really closely knitted and stuff, so things happen and it's basically just showing that like, okay, it's the human kind of like condition where it's like it doesn't make sense, but it's like illogical and irrational, but you want to save this person even though this android has like, this character has told you that like, you are literally going to die if you do not escape this ship, or if you don't do this kind of thing, blah 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 blah. You have to listen to me. And they don't. And it's okay because like, it's irrational, but like, they want to do the hero thing, you know? It kind of makes sense. I don't think they're doing like, it's really being stupid. I think people can definitely call them stupid, but at the very least for me, I find that it's not too it's not too unbelievable. It's not unrealistic. The choices that these characters make and stuff. So I think that's a really good part about the story and its characters. That I feel like I don't think they are really bad. I just feel like it's just very unfortunate, and like each of them have their own circumstances, each of them have their own backgrounds and stuff, and like, you know, we don't really get to see this kind of stuff in horror films. I feel like a lot of times in horror films, it's like the people are extremely stupid. They're actually really stupid. It's in a sense where it's like in a stupid horror film, this character would go down this dark hallway because, oh, they're curious. Oh, what's down here? Oh, maybe I should touch this thing that looks very suspicious, even with their bare hands. Like, bro, why? Like, why would you do some stupid stuff? Like, I know they're not in a, like, they don't know that they're in a horror movie, but come on, like, would you do that in real life? Would you touch some like unknown stuff, like probably cursed stuff, like basically stuff that like might be acid, and you just touch it anyway? Ooh, you know what? You may as well put it in your mouth. You may as well lick it as well, you stupid head. And in fact, like, that's the point. When you see that kind of shit happen in like horror films, you're just like, all right, you deserve to get got. You know, natural selection, right? Like, alright, fuck you. You fucking die. Like your role for like what was it? Not roll for initiation, but your like roll for like inspection and stuff like just fails, and just like, yeah, that's yeah, sucks to be you. Why are you so stupid? Why are you so stupid like that? Why you gotta be so dumb? So it just basically takes out all that sort of like empathy that you have for the character, and you don't feel like you don't get their plight anymore. You're just like, oh, this character is doing such stupid stuff. I don't really care about them anymore. They can go die for all I care. They can go get haunted by the monster, and I don't give a shit. But at least in this one, the way I felt is that like there's this dark corridor and stuff, and it's definitely dangerous. They know it's dangerous. But the writers have written it such that there is a reason why they make it that the character has to go through down, like has to go down there and like see things, even though they know it's gonna be dangerous and stuff. And for a time you'd be hopeful and be like, oh my god, this seems to be the right choice that they made and stuff. Yep. And yeah, it's just like some crazy things lead to another, and like, oh boy. I will say a slight spoiler that
you've given like 5 slight spoilers.
Yeah, I given 5 slight spoilers. I try to spoil, but like okay. For those of you who have watched Alien Prometheus. No wait, do they call it Alien Prometheus or just Prometheus? I don't know. Prometheus. Okay, in Alien Romulus there's a character that I feel like the status for, like, she doesn't have that much of a background. Like, she has enough that you feel for her. At the same time, even without that background, I feel like, oh my god, like, I feel so bad for this character because I'm like, everything bad has happened to you. Everything like extremely bad. Like, you were literally in the horror house and like you didn't ask to be there. That kind of shit. I mean, none of them asked to be there, but like I feel like this character has just like gotten it the absolute worst ever. And I think maybe it's not a really big spoiler because, like, you know, it happens in the very start of the film, like near the beginning of the film, that you learn that like this character got like knocked up, and that's all I'm gonna say. If you watch Alien Prometheus, then you know how, you know where that might be going. The moment I heard that, I'm like, ah, this is not gonna go well, isn't it? Or no, actually my first thought was like, oh, maybe it'll go well, but I'm like, actually no. After a while, I'm just like, oh no, it's yabai ne. Yabai. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people get knocked out in Alien. Most of them not consensually, by facehuggers. Yep. Yeah, so I'm gonna say minor spoilers again, but like so if you watch Alien Prometheus, I'm very surprised that I thought this was gonna be like Alien Romulus was gonna be a show that they just trying to distance themselves from Prometheus and Covenant and shit, but they have some link to Prometheus. They have some link to Prometheus in this show, so that's really cool. I mean, there's parts about Prometheus that I didn't like, but I think when I think about it, like some people do like Prometheus unironically as well, and I don't like Prometheus. I dislike it more than I like it, but the lore in Prometheus is something that I'm like, oh, okay, I think this is alright. I think the lore they drop in Prometheus is good. Okay, I'm just gonna say like Prometheus, like spoilers, because that's a film that's been on for quite a bunch of time, quite a long time as well. So, but basically in the very first Alien movie, they introduced the one thing is the alien, but there's the other thing that people tend to forget, which is, or maybe the mainstream tends to forget, is that they don't, like, the people that stumble onto the alien eggs, they don't see the alien eggs first. They enter a sort of like a cockpit, sort of like a piloting station in this like abandoned ship. It's like a abandoned ship, a spaceship, and at this, like, you see this cockpit, and there's a giant figure sitting in this ship, in this like suit, this sort of like alien astronaut suit, and they're supposedly they've supposedly been the one that's piloting this ship, and they're dead. They have a hole in their chest and stuff. And so then afterwards they see the eggs in the bottom basement and stuff. So the thing is that ever since the Alien 1, they have never ever touched on that. The Alien franchise has surprisingly never touched on that at all. Not even once. They have that huge thing, that huge practical prop, but they've never used it once after that. They've never provided any answers to that. Until Alien Prometheus. So that's the interesting part to it, where they've like introduced like the origins, not really the origin story, but more of like the lore of like who or what that was in the very first Alien movie, and like what are the aliens basically. Like Prometheus was basically just their the modernized take on like answering some of these questions that fans may have had about the franchise, you know. Actually, I quite like that part there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I like that Alien Romulus. I feel like if I would compare something to Alien Romulus, I would say that Alien Romulus is kind of like the cyberpunk anime, where it's a story that takes part in the universe, but it's like its own thing. You can watch it by itself. You don't need any information about cyberpunk to know the cyberpunk anime, and I think the cyberpunk anime is a very good introduction to cyberpunk, and it doesn't encroach onto the main cyberpunk game or story, that kind of thing. It just does its own thing in this universe, and that's good. It does it very faithfully, does it very well, and I feel like that's with Alien Romulus as well. I feel it's one of those shows, and I'm glad people liked it. All right, I've talked for like an hour about Alien. Let me take a sip. Hydrate. Oh, what? Kill these twins? Oh, you can try. I'm sure many have tried before, but they've been unsuccessful. Yeah. 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 It's like a melee spot. She is not positional. What do you mean? Oh, like greeting and stuff in like the boss fights. Yeah.
The triangle with the center, right? She goes there with Brahma.
Yeah, fucking dumb.
Now I'm like, fuck you, what was it?
Yeah, let's say, what the hell are you doing in melee range? What the hell? It's not like LSA does like her melee like red mage thing. I don't think she's ever done that. Has she ever done that?
No, I fucking
I see her do the backflip sometimes, but like I don't know if she's done the melee combo. I think she has. I think she has.
bitch.
Well,
It's my melee spot.
yeah, it's still like it's your melee spot. Yeah, it's not her melee spot. It's true.
Fucking bitch and Graha keeps like turning him around. Fuck you.
Yeah, bitch ass Graha turning the boss around. Yeah, true north.
And then Alpino stands on top of you with the AoE. Fuck you. I'm so
Move, Alpino. Yeah, Sage. You're so mobile. What the hell? What'd you pick up the class for? God damn. Just means complaining. I'm just translating her complaints onto my stream. Yeah. Okay. Was there anything else I want to talk about Alien? I feel like there always is something I want to talk about Alien now. Like, cause I really love it. But when I think about it, I'll think about it. But I need to talk about another Alien, which is from Monster Hunter World Wilds. No, not World, but Wilds. So Monster Hunter Wilds, we are getting news as I am speaking. Oh my lord. No, please come back to my stream. No, don't go to your stream, go to my stream. I'll tell you about the Monster Hunter Wild news. Don't worry about it. No. Sniff. No, I'm actually sniffing. I'm sorry. But yeah, we got new news from Monster Hunter about the new game. We don't have a release date yet. I was kind of expecting a release date, honestly. But if we're not getting a release date now, I'm thinking, I don't know. I think we can like maybe expect it, like I'm gonna place my bets like latest like summer next year. Although it can scarily end up being, we are past the halfway mark of this year. They've shown the weapon trailers. I feel like it could also very well be a springtime release next year. But, you know, it's definitely going to be next year. Monster Hunter World is definitely a next year thing. Like, I was watching them play the game demo, and I still feel like it's kind of like, oh, it's still not it's kind of like, oh, it's still kind of wonk a little bit. I don't know. A little bit. Like, it's still not like fully polished yet, I feel. So it might still take some more time. Who's that doing the LB? Not you? Damn, taking your fucking melee LB, swear to god. God damn it, LSA. She literally does it on like the first second. It's just like I'm trying to do it on like the frame 1 and then she does it on like no, I try to do it on frame like the first second and like LSA like presses the LB button on like literally the first frame. I'm just like I'm like okay, I just need to finish this one GCD and like she's just like fuck this shit. I'm gonna uncast my shit and press it. You know why she does that? Because she can't even match up to your DPS. She can never match up DPS. She needs to compensate some way. Okay, I'm sorry, Alice. But yeah, no, don't be sorry. Huh? Okay, but Monster Hunter Wilds. So there's no release date yet. It's cool to see the new trailer and stuff, but I mean, I wouldn't say the stuff that was shown to us was bad or like underwhelming or that kind of thing, but it's more like I think it was good. I think it was good. Sorry. Cover your eyes, young ones. All right. Give me a little bit of a. Just give me a little bit. Cover your eyes, young ones. All right. Okay. Screw you guys. All right. Sorry. What? Monster Hunter Wilds. I like the stuff that we were shown. I think okay. I haven't talked to you guys about the before, like more like current Monster Hunter Wilds news. Okay, no, sorry. Let me get my thoughts. I will talk about current Monster Hunter Wild news first, and then I'll talk about the weapon trailers that I've not really talked about yet. So, I think one of the big things for me for this Monster Hunter Wild news is that there are no gender armors. There are just going to be 2 types of armors, and you can choose to wear either one of them. There's no difference between them besides visual looks. That is fucking huge. Because I choose to play Monster Hunter as a female because I've always loved the female I've always loved the female Monster Hunter armors more than the male Monster Hunter armors. That's just a subjective thing. In this one, there's no gender. There's just 2 different types. So I'm like, okay, it's not like Blade Master and Gunner armors. It's just no gender armors now. You can just choose whichever one you want. It looks good on you. So you can make basically Fashion Hunter got another step up. They know and they did that. And at the same time, you know, I think that Monster Hunter is being very progressive. I think in the very beginning, like not in the very beginning, but at least for the in the beginning of Monster Hunter Wilds, they mentioned that your hunter doesn't. I can't remember if this was already in Worlds or like Sunbreak. I think it was already in Sunbreak actually, now that I think about it. But there wasn't a gender for your hunter. It was just more like masculine or feminine look. That's it. I think that was what it was. It was like masculine or feminine look. They didn't go into that. So like they are very progressive in that. And the things that we see now, that there are also very progressive like looking characters in Monster Hunter Wilds with the 2 new characters that we've seen. Olivia and this unknown character, like this character, we don't know her name yet, but she's another researcher. Probably like Olivia's handler, perhaps. But Olivia is a badass. She identifies as her, at least according to the Twitter post I've seen. But definitely like her and like this other character that we've seen, they both look very androgynous. I don't know if that's a woman that we see on the other one. She might identify as male, I'm not sure. They, them as well. I don't know their pronouns. But for Olivia, her pronouns are she and her, and they look very they look androgynous. Like I think that's really cool. She looks absolutely badass. I think I always had to double take whenever they say like, oh, she's a hammer user, but I always double take and I look at her and I'm just like, that's a fucking axe. It's a giant ass axe, and like that's the one, like the axe to me is the hammer weapon that I would always go for if I had the choice. Okay, not always. There's also the gun revolver hammer that I like a lot, but I do not see that in the world, at least for me right now. But yes, there is axe kind of like hammers as well, so like those to me look really cool, and they have it for this NPC. I'm like, oh wow, yeah. So we know that there's at least one other hunter along with us who is from the guild as well, and who is also a veteran. Yeah, so that's cool. Her armor looks cool. She kind of looks a little bit like Clive from like before, like pre-time skip Clive Rossfield from like FF16. She kind of looks like, her armor looks a bit like that. Not saying that she looks like that. She looks like she could beat up Clive. She could beat up pre-time skip Clive. Another big thing, I guess it should be the bigger thing, but honestly for me the non-gender lock armor is to me one of the biggest things ever. One of the big things is that there is a new locale and monster that is revealed to us, that is shown to us. And Minz was kind of right, actually. Looking at the Charged Blade armor from like the Charged Blade trailer, she said like, oh, is that Ragnar Kadaki armor? And I'm like, no, it's not, it's like new. And it's like, it's not Ragnar Kadaki, but you got the species right, like the type of monster right. Yeah, you are smart. It's the Tetramacon, the transformer like species from like Monster Hunter. You go like, monsters roll out, walk. That's how they go. That's how Transformers go. Whoa. Yeah, so basically it's a new spider monster that's introduced to us, and it's really cool looking. It's really cool. I love it a lot. And we get to see a new locale as well. It's a jungle? Question mark? It's really interesting. It's a jungle, but it's all like, it's kind of like its rivers are red and stuff, and like, I mean, I don't know if it's blood, but it's definitely coming from the monster. And like this spider monster, let me see, can I find it? Monster Hunter Wilds. Oh shit, spider jump scare. Oh my god, I'm sorry, trigger warning. Trigger warning. Trigger warning for those of you who are afraid of, like, who have arachnophobia. I'm sorry, that looks so weird. Give me a sec. Let me find somewhere other place to like paste it. Ah, oh my god, why is it so big? Why is this image so big? It's so big. Okay, I'll make it smaller. I'll make it smaller than the titty. But yeah. So that's the new monster. Sorry, let me open up my Obus. Alright. Hello, Obus. Its name, I will not even try to like say it out properly. Okay, what is this? Okay, fine. What's his name? It's not. His name is Lala Barina. Lala Barina. It's not. It certainly ain't no Lala. In fact, it looks like it eats Lalas for breakfast as a snack. But yeah, basically, it's like a. It's very interesting because it's like modeled after like it's like a kind of like a ballerina spider. It's very nimble. It's back then with Ragnar Kodaki, it was like kind of like a heavy, kind of like not really sluggish, but like it's a more hard-hitting kind of monster. But this one's a little bit more like agile. It's got claws, like very terrifying claws. It looks like something out of a horror movie, honestly. Sorry for the jump scare for this, but like it was really cool to see in action, and like it's moving around with all these like physics and stuff. And yes, it looks like a flower. There is a flower on its ass. Its ass can be deployed to become flower and stuff, and it can spread this like pollen around, these seeds around, these petals around. That, when you touch, paralyzes you. So that's really cool. I like that because it sounds really annoying, but at the same time, that means it's something that longsword users can't just phase through and shit. Fuck yeah. So, I mean, the reason why I like that kind of like, I think I would like that mechanic is because it's something where it would make you want to wear something where you are resistant to this kind of attack rather than just being able to dodge this kind of things, because it's something that is like it's not a monster attack. It's literally just like this like sort of like landmines that are just strewn about. Like you can't dodge these things. I think you can't iframe through these things. They'll just, if you touch them, that is, you just get paralyzed. That's it. Like, because I think a lot of times like with monsters with paralysis, like it's usually paralyzing attacks rather than like setting up something like this. So a lot of times like paralysis monsters, you can kind of survive off of them without being paralyzed by just dodging their attacks. But with something like this, it does include a little bit more. It does make it a lot harder to fight them if you don't have the right armors. It's basically the same as like how I built myself up to fight Monster Hunter Rises Chameleos, because I want to build up poison. I basically made an armor set that's like poison resistant, because I didn't want to deal with like being poisoned by that guy, because I knew that I was gonna get poisoned a lot by Chameleos, no doubt about it. So I wasn't taking any chances of that. So I felt like I was rewarded for choosing and building an armor set that helped to deal with a hunt, a specific hunt, you know. And that's what I felt when I saw the spider doing that kind of thing. I was like, oh shit, I want that. And Sommor's armor is so damn beautiful. It's so cool. Yeah. Wait, oh, okay. I was wondering if the spider was still on the screen. I just remembered, like, oh yeah, okay, I deleted it already. Thank God. Thank goodness I deleted it. I'm so sorry for people who have arachnophobia. I'm so sorry for that. But yeah, Monster Hunter, we have that. I love Ragnar Kodaki. I think its species is like very rare. It doesn't show up all that often, and like I guess canonically it doesn't show up all that often as well. Yeah, I think all the bug monsters have been really interesting so far. Ragnarkodaki, there's Skrilla was like one of the first ones. I think it was the first spider um monster. And then in that same generation, there's the Celtas and the Celtas Queen, which were holy frick, they were freaking cool as shit. They will not be able to do it again. I think the devs have like people have asked them about this. Like, are you gonna bring back the Celtas and the Celtas Queen? And they say like their rig is way too difficult for us to implement to the game. It's just too difficult. We can't do it. I'm sorry. And like we all cry. We miss our Celtas. Celtas were so cool. Fucking hell. It's one of the coolest monsters ever. Sorry, I'm just a bit this part looks kinda doesn't look too great. What else was there about? I don't like the soft brush. Like soft brush kind of like leaves these certain marks around, which I don't really like. I really don't like using a soft brush all that much, but every time I just feel like I keep resorting to it with something like this. Basically the boobas. Was there anything else about Monster Hunter? Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I looked at the OBS screen. I was just like, it was literally just honkers. I'm like, I'm sorry. Holy shit. I'm so sorry about that. I think, okay. I think another underwhelming part about this Monster Hunter Wilds like news and updates is that there's a lack of news on Poogie. We still don't know if there's gonna be Poogie in this game, and I feel like it's looking very dire. Doesn't seem to be any Poogie. Unless they actually have shown it. Which is my segue into like, oh my god, the cooking looks really good. I don't think Poogie's in there, but 0-10 gamer rating. No. Minz doesn't like that there's no Poogie. But I don't like that there's no Poogie too. Where's the Poogie? Why do you keep Poogie away from us? No. Terrible. Terrible game. How dare. How dare. But yeah, that's one of the disappointing things about it. But besides that, the cooking looks really good. It looks... I'm so happy that like we're out of Dango. I mean, I guess it was just that one part like for Nintendo Switch port, but like yeah, this time it's just like, yo, get back in on the meats, my dudes. The meat. Holy shit. And like Maximilian was also saying that like, you know, you in this village that you start out in, that kind of thing, one is village that you go to, they specialize in creating milk and you can buy cheese from them. And he said in one of the dev sort of like the closed door experiences that he saw at the, was it Game Awards? I can't remember. From what he saw, there was a fondue. I'm like, a fondue in Monster Hunter? Holy shit. I mean, they had fondue in like Worlds as well, but there's basically a lot more recipes and a lot more that you can customize with this. You can choose the ingredients that you want and you can like create a different outcome. Basically, they took one of the best parts of like FF15 and made it real and made it even better. Cooking, guys. We gotta cook in Monster Hunter Wilds. It looks so good and you can make so many good recipes with that. Oh my god. Holy shit, I'm excited for that. I'm gonna not hunt. The only reason I hunt is to dungeon meshi my way through it. Okay, I forgot to mention, but there was the review of a proper review of like the other monster that we basically were teased at with the previous trailer. No. It's the real gun, Gormagala. That's not Gormagala. It's not Gormagala. Sorry to keep your hopes up. But I mean, that was just a fan, like, I mean, fans were like excited, like, oh, Gormagala is not, it's just a flying wyvern. I mean, they said that it was flying wyvern also, so like, you know. I think people are just like keeping it up for jokes. But yeah, we got a good look at it. It's an ugly motherfucker. Maybe I'll... Monster Hunter Wilds... Ray baby. Wait, hold on. What's it called? Alright. Zoom away from the titles. Bam, there it is. Its name is Reydau, spelled R-E-Y-D-A-U. Sounds... It actually looks... Honestly, it looks kind of Chinese-ish. I don't know, with the way like it says like D-A-U, I kind of just think of like Dao. But like it's R-E-Y as well, which is like lightning in like... I mean, it is kind of like lightning in like Chinese as well, like Lei. So it's like Lei Dao, is like lightning sword kind of thing. Which I do look like... I can see it, it's a lightning sword. It is a railgun like motherfucker. Apparently, that's the crazy thing about this. It's a monster that can harness the lightning and like can fire off like a ray gun. It's crazy. This guy is an alien. He looks like an alien. Bro does not look like a reptile to me. With this freaking like antlers and like shit and like these mandibles, I'm like, bro, you look like a predator from the Predator franchise. His wings look cool as well. Actually, his patterns look very much like Predator as well. Huh. Are you based on the Predator, bro? God, his patterns are really cool. It looks really cool. It looks very skeletal as well. It's so creepy. And, I mean, the first thing that when I saw his face also was that like this is one weird looking Rathalos. Its face does resemble a little bit of a Rathalos. Its tongue has teeth as well. Look, it's a fucking alien. It's disgusting. And it's like there's like lightning like stuff that appears at his slit at his neck as well. There's some like lightning like tentacle stuff that comes off his neck. Like, bro, this guy's an alien. It's disgusting. Reydau. Leidao? I'm just gonna call it like super Chinese. Like Leidao? Yep. So that's a cool one. Okay, I think I'm almost pretty much done with like the honkers. Took me 2 hours for that shit. See, this is why I'm so bad at it. I'm not even like properly done yet. I still want to do like, if I had time then I would do like, oh, can I do like the you know when your like t-shirt is wet and like how it sticks to the body, that kind of thing. That's kind of why I wanted to do this, but like I don't really have the time for it right now. So I may skip on that. Let's move on to the pants. The pants should be at least a lot faster. Honker badonkers. Okay, so I would want to talk about like the Monster Hunter World systems, but I'm a bit like I'm a bit excited to talk about this. So like I want to talk about basically the weapons in Monster Hunter World. So a big thing about these patch notes for the weapons and classes is that in the recent news and the gameplay stuff, they said that each weapon will basically have a move that is reliant on sorry, I had to burp there. It's reliant on timing. And what that means is like, for example, sorry. Ooh, ooh, just a whole series of burps. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Basically what it means is that the yeah. Like for example, if you see in the Monster Hunter Wilds trailer with the Great Sword and you see that the Great Sword kind of like parries this attack that the monster, the Doshiguma, was doing like towards it. It was like the Doshiguma was gonna slam down on the Great Sword user, and like the Great Sword user like attacked at the same time and it clashed and like the beast like fell backwards and stuff. I think like that's one of them. That's one of the timed yeah, maybe I can go a bit more blue for this. That's one of the timed like sort of attacks belonging to like Great Sword, for example. And in the Dual Sword trailer, basically it's the dodges that I've been seeing in the trailer is like the dodge and slash. That's really good. And I think with Gunlance is kind of the same as Gunlance, I think it is the same as Great Sword. I'm not sure. For Charge Blade is the block. I think it's just the block. Yeah. Charge Blade is just a block. Like sort of like perfect timing block. Yeah. So it's kind of cool because like all of these weapons are going to have something like that. So basically, Longsword is not the only thing that has these crazy invisibility frames anymore. I mean, Longsword still has them. They're cool and shit, but like it's not very exclusive to them anymore. So I think the weapon designers are like, yeah, we heard you say that like Longsword is really like OP and shit, and just like, you know, we love it. We still want to keep it like really cool and shit, but like we're gonna give the other weapons like a chance to shine and stuff. So they basically have these things going on with the weapons. So that makes me really excited to play all of these weapons, bro. Like yeah, on that note, we haven't seen all the information about the weapons yet. Like we've seen the stuff in the trailers, but in the trailers it's kind of like in FF14 when they showed the Viper trailer. We have absolutely no fucking idea what's going on. It's like when someone gets to play it, then they know like, okay, this does this, this does that, this does this. And it's like before the Savage tier, they give a patch that like basically changes the damn class. But I mean, for this one, in Gamescom right now, there are people playing the game right now. They are getting information from their gameplay experience about it. So we're gonna hear more about the weapons. But so far from what I've seen is that Kenta was like Kenta went for it. And they said that basically the trailers didn't do the weapons justice. There's a lot more to weapons. There's a limit. They were given 30 minutes, which is honestly not a lot of time to lab all the weapons. So yeah, if anything, that's a very good indicator. That's like, okay, the trailers aren't the be all and all, because like especially with Longsword, we didn't see all that much information for Longsword. We saw a couple of new moves, but like nothing as crazy as like Hunting Horn or Dual Swords, for example. Dual Blades, not Dual Swords. Something like that. So I think that's really cool. We've definitely seen in the latest trailer that like there is stuff that's different for Longsword as well. There are different moves that we don't know, we did not see in the trailer. So yeah, there's a lot more to the weapon. So in that sense, I think it's very hard for me, like on that note, I think it's very hard for me to say which weapon I will main in Monster Hunter Wilds. I think it's also very difficult because I play around with quite a bunch of the weapons in Monster Hunter. So it's very likely that when I play Monster Hunter Wilds, I will probably switch from weapon to weapon. It's just that maybe it will be switching from like these few particular weapons. So if I have to say, I will mention the weapons that I am the most interested in trying out in the game. And like maybe I would say that like it's kind of like, you know, a parent telling their child like, oh, I have no favorite child. But I have to be real that like I definitely do have some favorites. And I'm just gonna say that like the favorites that I have, one, Great Sword. I wanna play Great Sword because I think I've gotten the hang of it in World. In my new playthrough of World, and I think I want to continue down this line after like, I've seen it. It's like it's one of those things where it's kind of like Gunbreaker and FF14 to me, where it's like I choose to play it because I feel it is so freaking satisfying. And I guess another comparison would be like if you played Black Mage before and you see how basically when you play Black Mage and you're firing off like fire force like 3 times in a row, and you see like the camera shakes every time you finish casting the spell, like it goes boom, and like the sound effects is so good, boom boom boom, it's so cool and stuff. And like to me that's Great Sword in Monster Hunter. I think the true charge slash is something that's like with the camera and the sound effects is like it hits so satisfying. And with this focus mode, we're gonna miss even less. Maybe by 5% less. Which is pretty significant, considering that we miss 90% of the time. But yeah, so Great Sword is one of them. The next one is... oh yeah, I think... okay. Great Sword... I also like basically what kind of sold it for me is its focus strike attack looked really satisfying. Its clash attack looked crazy satisfying. If I can parry off the enemy, like sorry, not the enemy, the monster, and like just send it reeling back with a good timed attack, I'm like, holy shit, that looks so satisfying. Oh my god. That looks amazing. Yeah. So Great Swords is definitely a big one for me. The next big one that I want, this one is my childhood, like I would say childhood because like, you know, it's my first, I think it's like my first weapon in Monster Hunter. It might be my first weapon in Monster Hunter. I think it is my first weapon in Monster Hunter ever. But basically it's the gun lance. I love the gun lance. I love what I'm seeing with how it's upgraded and stuff. It might not have the rocket dash. It may have the rocket dash. I am not sure about that, but I like what I've seen so far in Wilds. I think it looks really satisfying. I still love like gun lance and like blasting and shit. I think they did so many changes. Like the changes to the Wyvern stick is like so freaking cool, bro. It's so cool. Oh my god. Like the true strike being that like you can just like just use your Wyvern stick and just spin it around like a drill and go like and it explodes into the monster. Like holy shit. Oh my god, that was so cool. Yeah. I really want to play that, like more Gunlance in Worlds. So Gunlance in Worlds, Wilds as well. So there's 2 weapons. I feel like I'm just gonna end up saying like the entire roster, but like I'm gonna refrain from doing so. I will say that I am not gonna Okay, I'm not gonna play the weapons that Min's chooses to play. If she chooses to play the charge blade, then I'm not gonna charge the charge blade. If she chooses to play the hunting horn, then I'm not gonna play the hunting horn. But I feel like I might not pick those anyway. I'm tempted to. I'm not really that tempted to play the charge blade anymore. Like I kind of like I had my fill of it playing with worlds like the whole time through. But right now I feel like I can just pick almost like every weapon, that kind of thing, and like I'll be satisfied with them. So there is also okay, but there is one weapon that I would take regardless of like whether Min's like chooses to use it or not, and there's the dual swords. To me, like I want to use dual swords. That's the one thing that I'm gonna say that is like I was not expecting to use dual swords in Wilds. It's after the trailer that I saw it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try using dual swords. The thing is that in the previous games, dual sword is kind of, it's very simple. You only have like demon mode, and it's just like, oh, he changes up some attacks, and like, oh, that's about it. That's pretty much it. You don't really have that much different. Huh? Oh, too much, right? Oh, Rise. You played in Rise? Oh, I thought you started off with Hunting Horn. Oh. Was it because you were dodging a lot? Because... or you're like button mashing maybe? Oh my god. Yeah, nasty spiders. Means getting triggered and trust. Oh my god. It's just like PF. Just like PF. Terrible. Yeah, so I mean Min's just told me that like she might not pick dual blades like in the end because like it does hurt her fingers. It hurts her fingers, hurt her wrists. It's like playing Kid Icarus and shit. Yeah, so the thing about dual blades that got me isn't the Attack on Titan move. Like holy shit, like dual blades getting the Attack on Titan move is just like something that I call. I was just like, yeah, would it be cool if they did like they expanded more on like the Attack on Titan move? And like I don't think I said it on stream, which means like, you know, I have no evidence to back it up, but I had that prediction. Trust me, I had that prediction, and it's just like, you know, like when it happened, I was like, holy shit, they did it! Holy crap! Did I tweet about it? Maybe I did tweet about it. Maybe I did tweet about like the SWAT, like the dual blades having a like expanded like Attack on Titan move. But they freaking did it. And it's glorious. I love it. I loved it a lot when I saw it go on the what its name was, the eel, the snake-like looking monster that I forgot what it's called, the Leviathan beast. No, wait, that's Lagiacrus. The one that burrows in the sand and stuff. Basically when I saw it do it, like the hunter did that much like spinning on this one guy who's like not that long, it's not that big. So I'm like, okay, if it was on a mega monster like Dalamadur, then like holy shit, that's gonna be even crazier. So that's one of the things that got me in, but I think like the thing that like really got me in was the timed evades with dual swords, dual blades. The timed evades with dual blades and like how it attacks as you like perfectly dodge the monsters' attacks and stuff. And I think that was really cool. I think that they basically did a different. I don't know what the specifics are. It's kind of vague, but I think I need to try it out for myself to know. But they created a system, like a better kind of like system for dual blades, rather than just like, oh, if you're in demon mode, that does your attacks will change, that kind of thing. Well, like this one's like there's a little bit more to it. I don't know how it is like, but from what the trailer shows, it's like it's kind of interesting. Like there's like more form changes or like different more different buttons to press this time. So I'm really interested in the new dual swords. Like, god, I keep saying dual swords. Dual blades like changes. Yep. That got me interested. But I guess hearing about the news about it, saying that like, oh, all weapons will have a timed attack, like an attack that's relying on time, on perfect timing, on executing or using perfect timing. That, you know, choices might change. I don't know. Will I still find dual swords like boring to play? I don't know. But yeah. I want to see more stuff with regards to Sword and Shield before I pick it back up. I think I like Sword and Shield, but like even playing in World now, it's like I got a little bit bored with it. So that's why I picked up Great Sword in Worlds after a while. I picked up some other weapons as well, because I wanted to change things up. Because Sword and Shield was getting a little bit boring, so I kind of wanted to see, like, you know, maybe this Sword and Shield might be a little different. Maybe there's gonna be more to them. Who knows? We're gonna find out as the days go by. Yep. So Sword and Shield is kind of like on the bench, but you know, I'm keeping it there in my team. Was there anything else? I'm a little bit tempted to go back to Lance to try out like what it kind of has. It looks like it has a little bit more to it now. It's like the way I feel about Lance was the same way I felt about Dual Blades, in that I think it feels very boring to me. Subjective, that's just to me. With its limited moveset, but in Wilds it seems to be taking a different approach to them, so I might check them out. What was it? There was also... was there anything else? Okay, the guns. Bow is very cool. I don't know if I'll play it because I didn't really... It still feels like the base part of bow is still there that I don't really like all that much, in the sense where it's like bow does have charged attacks. I don't think there's any use for the charged attacks, Lamau. Everyone is basically using the charges for bow. No one's holding down the trigger for the bow to charge. Everyone's using the dodge to like increase their charge by 1. No one's fucking like... It's kind of ridiculous, like why they still have that. I'm like, no one's gonna build focus on a bow, man. No one's gonna do that. Everyone's gonna build up like stamina surge and all that stamina based stuff. Yeah, boy. Sorry, just seeing the LSA doing the bitch thing. What was it? Lance, bow. Oh right, yeah, I was on the bows and bow guns. Yeah, Lance, no, bows are really cool. I think they basically got such a... Bows are another one that got like a really huge upgrade, but I feel like their playstyle doesn't really change from like what it's supposed to be. what it used to be. Basically, they kind of made a tracker on it, such that like if you hit a monster with a tracer arrow, you can, like, any shots that you make will just like hone in on that target. It's like a it's a homing missile. You shoot out homing missiles this time. It's freaking crazy. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's really ridiculous, and I love it. I love it a lot. It's so cool. I may or may not try it out, because I think the adjustments, like, not adjustments, the upgrades to it is really cool. The light bowgun did get a few upgrades as well. I think the rapid fire is more of an attachment sort of thing. So that's interesting. I might not play it. It sounds a lot more satisfying. It sounds really cool, actually. I mean, it literally just kind of sounds like a... It sounds like a gun, but at the same time, you know, it's still like sounds Monster Hunter-y. It's like a Monster Hunter gun. It's still Monster Hunter gun, you know. So that's fine. There is the heavy bowgun, which I think got a huge upgrade by having it have a rapid fire mode as well. Not the attachment, like, okay, there's also the attachment of like whether it uses Wyvern Snipe or like Wyvern Heart. I think you might be able to choose that, who knows. But it's interesting if you can. I want to try it out. I think it's good. I will put that in my... If I had to choose a ranged weapon, I would choose that. I would choose the heavy bowgun. Yep. I don't know. I talked about the heavy bowgun in my previous streams and stuff, but Rat-a-tat-tat looks good. It looks really amazing, and like it has counters and stuff which look really cool as well. You can be tanky as shit with the auto guard. I think that's a really cool way to play. Like, I'll probably, like, if anything, I'll use the heavy bowgun in not in solo, but rather like if I'm playing with mins, I will probably bring the heavy bowgun as one of my sub weapons, possibly. But yeah, so that's one of the great things about Monster Hunter Wilds is that you can bring two weapons out on your hunt, and you can switch to them on the go, on your secret. Let me think. Yeah, so if I'm hunting with mins, like when I'm hunting with mins, I'm going to be using... I might just go Greatsword and Heavy Bowgun. I might just do that. Or... Or I'm okay. I think Heavy Bowgun playing with mins is... I'm definitely gonna have that as my sub weapon. But for my other weapon, I'm gonna change up between the rest of them. Gunlance, Greatsword, and double blades. Dual blades. Yeah, I don't think there's any other weapon that I would want to sort of like... I'm as keen to test out as like these three like Blade Master weapons. The Insect Glaive definitely does look cool, but at the same time I kind of feel the same way about it as I do with Charge Blade, where it's like I kind of put in enough time with it that I know what is up. I know things are different with it, but maybe I can like... I'll try another time. I think if I had to pick, it's like Lance or... It's Lance or Insect Glaive that I would like pick besides these other ones, you know, besides these other three. Hmm. Yep. I don't know if anyone here is keeping up with Monster Hunter and like what you're excited to see, what weapons you're excited to try out or main, possibly. I'm not, yeah, like I said before, I'm probably not gonna choose a weapon to main, but there will be a select few that I would choose to be interested to play with. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, there was basically the other Monster Hunter Wilds news to talk about is like a lot of the system stuff, which like, oh, like being able to set up a base, like not a base camp, but more of like temporary camps where NPCs will spawn from if you fire um what's that, the flare, the SOS flare. And they kept the same system inside where they have like, you know, Monster Hunter trust system, and they're pretty smart. They won't attack a monster that's sleeping also. Like they'll kind of stop, they'll kind of like look at what you are doing as a player, then they'll choose what to do. So that's really smart of them. I think that's extremely cool. Besides that, there's more stuff on the village as well. The village that develops the cheese. We see some characters, some NPCs from them. There's an interesting thing that says there's an interesting thing they'll say in the trailer where it's like, oh, take care, at this time the sand is going rampant like a monster, that kind of thing. So I'm like thinking like, is this a yearly sort of thing? Like what is this? Like, is the sand a seasonal thing that happens? Because it kind of goes within, like, comes and goes within 10 minutes. So, I don't know. So, that may be a premonition as to, like, what kind of Elder Dragon that we're gonna face. I have no idea what kind of Elder Dragons we're gonna face. It's kind of interesting. One interesting thing to note is that we have not seen any pre-existing monsters yet. We have seen the baby Poke, but they've said that the baby Poke is just a endemic life. It is not a monster that will exist in Monster Hunter Wilds. So Poke is not here. I think that's fine because it might come out in an expansion or something, who knows. But one of the interesting things when World came out was that it was such a breath of fresh air when we didn't see a lot of the pre-existing monsters. We saw, like, in the ancient forest when we first came into, we got to see, okay, here's a great Jagras, that's all okay. Like, there's a new monster, but like, yeah, it looks kind of like lame and stuff. And then you have Anjanath, like, oh, okay, this is kind of like we got a dinosaur and shit. That's interesting. And then we see we see Kulayaku, and then we see Poke. So it's like, in World, we saw a lot of new monsters. It's only when you got to like the sandy parts and they introduced like, oh, here's Barov, here's Lava, like Juratudos, fucking fish, stupid ass fish. Those are monsters we've seen before. And it's more of the ancient forest that has like new stuff. But basically the thing that I'm trying to get is that like, I felt like it was really good in World when they introduced like new monsters that we've never seen before. And in Wilds, they've done the same thing where it's like, the monsters that we've seen, none of them are old. Like none of them are old. The only one we've seen is like Rathalos, in that we've seen it in its armor, and we've seen it flying through the sky in the very first trailer of like Monster Hunter Wilds. But that's it. We have not seen any old monsters at all. Speaking of old monsters, we have no idea if there's Kongalala in the game. the dual blade trailer shows something that looks a bit like Kongalala armor. Hold on, let me search up Kongalala armor just to double check. Monster Hunter Kongalala armor. Yeah, bros, fucking Kongalala's in this, man. There's no way. It's just Kongalala armor. It's just Kongalala armor. Bro. Oh my god, it's not a Kongalala armor like back then looked so cool as well. Oh, this is Gunner armor. Yeah, people are saying... I saw people saying that like, oh, it's not Kongalala armor because like the one that the female hunter is wearing is like has dreads and stuff, and like the Kongalala armor back then did not have dreads, but for the guy, that mohawk and that plume, that pink color fur and the green tip of it is freaking Kongalala, bro. That's Kongalala armor. I think Kongalala might be back in the game. Boogie might not be back in the game, but we got another kind of pool. Oh my god. Who's up for some farting monkey? Get on the shrooms, bitch. Yahoo! Okay, if they're bringing Kongalala back, please do not bring back Plesio. I swear, Capcom, don't bring back Plesiov. We do not what. Fuck that shit. If you bring back Plesiov and you don't bring back Lagia Cruz, you die. Fuck you. Stupid ass game. I'm still gonna play it, even if it does that. Stupid ass game. I'm gonna add some rim lights here eventually with the water reflections. I feel like I keep trying to like paint something at this part because it looks so plain, but like I kind of don't. Maybe I don't have to. Like I keep thinking like, oh, should I paint this like a little bit brighter and stuff? Have a little bit more definition and stuff here, but I'm like, nah, it kind of looks like this kind of a block popping up and shit. I'm like, it looks kind of nutty. Doesn't look very nice. So I'm just flattening out this shit. Yeah. So okay, maybe this part we can do more for this part. Oh yeah, I had a thought as well. Like, I think it's interesting that like they're putting a lot more emphasis. They said that they're gonna put more emphasis on the story for this Monster Hunter installation. And I think that's cool. I think what could be interesting is if you can say that like, oh, you kind of make a character of your Monster Hunter Wilds character, you know, like this hunter. And after you can say that like, oh, they continue on into Monster Hunter Wilds per se, because in Monster Hunter Wilds, the hunter that you are basically controlling is someone who's like a hunter that's like extremely experienced and like you know, yeah, the thing is that I feel like in the Monster Hunter games, a lot of it has been like kind of rookie-ish. But in World, you did start out as like an ace hunter as well. You were regarded as a ace hunter, an A-lister. Like graduated with like a 4.0 GPA, that kind of shit. Which is bloody impossible. No, people have done it before. Yep, it's true. Yeah, so basically, the game acknowledges that you your character has experience before. So I think it's very readily possible that, like, you know, people who like their characters, like their hunters, and like treat them as like, you know, oh, I have this character, like kind of like FF14 Wars of Light, you know, how people view their walls. They're very proud of them and stuff, and like, I think it's possible that you can really kind of use this for like Monster Hunter as well. I guess Camera is like kind of one exception. Monster Hunter Rise, that's the story for that is more of a that one's a little bit different. That one is, I think it's like you did grow up in Camera and stuff, so you didn't really come from like the guild or anything like that. Yeah, so it's not like you kind of you're like basically a village boy and shit, or like village. You're like a Yankee. I don't know. You're like a lot of heart, some shit. Yeah, so I think that was the thing with Sunbreak, and Rise. Yeah, with the mainline stuff, like with Monster Hunter World and Wilds, I feel like you can write this kind of thing where it's like, oh, this is my hunter and she does this and all that stuff. And this one, at least your hunter's gonna be voiced, so that's already interesting. We have never had that before. They said that this installment is going to be a lot more cinematic and stuff. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I can't wait to see that. Yeah. Okay, I think I will wrap it up here. I have painted the top part and the pants, and I'm just gonna stop here for now. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna do more details on like the vest if I have the time, but right now I think I will have to focus on the skin and maybe add a little bit more, a slight bit more depth maybe. And take a look at how I can like paint like colored, like wet fur and stuff. Okay, maybe I can get a few other like articles of clothing out of the way as well, and then on the next stream maybe I can do the hair. Yeah, maybe I can do the hair. I'll think about it, but if you liked watching what I was doing, and if you like what you see, honk. Give me a honk on Twitter. No, don't DM me. Just follow me on Twitter at Michiodai31. You can find me on Twitch, Michiodai31 as well. You can find me on YouTube as well. I have archives of these streams. Yeah, please consider giving me a like and a follow. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you for watching me. I hope you guys have a good night or morning or daytime, whatever it is. Yeah, keep updated with the Monster Hunter news. I'm gonna talk about normal Monster Hunter news if we get any more. I'm gonna wait and see like what people say about like the weapons and stuff. I think I'm gonna hear a lot about that. Okay, all right, going off. I'm tired. My throat's going off. Yikes. Okay, bye bye. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.